From Comcast Arena in Everett, Washington, it's National Lacrosse League action on Comcast On Demand and the NLL Network. Tonight, the Edmonton Rush take on the Washington Stealth. And good evening and welcome in to Comcast Arena along with Dan Todoroff. I'm John Horton. Great to have you along with us live on NLL.com and on Comcast On Demand. Tonight, the Edmonton Rush come into town, and you would have thought that these guys were dressed in plaid and came from Portland. There's so many Portland Lumberjacks on the Rush that it's just almost seems like it's a different team this year, and it is.
A completely different team, and starting at the top, the Lumberjacks bring with them their general manager and head coach. Derek Keenan comes over from the Lumberjacks last season, a very successful coach in Portland. He has now taken over the Edmonton Rush to fill both those positions with the Rush as well, general manager and head coach. But the Rush, a huge overhaul, and in ways that maybe we don't understand. That this is a team that did struggle in their history. They have yet to make the playoffs in their 4 previous seasons, but they've taken away by losing all of these players. They've taken away 70% of their goals. They return only 48 of 159 goals from last season. Only 129 points returned to this roster from last year's 411. That is a reduction of 69%. What they did keep, penalty minutes. 54% of their penalty minutes from last year still on the squad this year.
But a key addition to this Rush team, Gavin Prout coming over from Colorado, a legend for the Mammoth, and now he's going to be the face of the Rush.
A 7-time All-Star, and this weekend he's going to return to Colorado. First he's got to get through Washington, and yes, he is an outstanding All-Star caliber player and a big lift to the Rush. Now, is that going to be enough for the Rush this year to make up for all that they've lost and the new systems, a new head coach, sometimes a bunch of new faces? It's a good way to make your team yours right away.
Washington Stealth come into tonight's game on a definite roll, 1-0 on the season after beating Colorado last week, and a big reason, the man who almost got the socks thrown at him, Jeff Zawicki.
Jeff Zawicki showed why he is going to be a star for this team. They've talked all offseason about how they're going to replace Colin Doyle. 5 goals and 3 assists, including 2 power play goals last year. 16 shots on goal last week for Zawicki. Zawicki, number 3 in the league in scoring. That number, I believe, is going to go up. He's been a big focus of the Washington Stealth, but the nice thing about the Stealth, spreading the ball around a lot, and that's part of their strategy this year, is to not just, last year everything went through Colin Doyle. Without Colin Doyle, this year, spread it out a bit more.
And when you talk about spreading out the game a little bit, you're talking about adding the transition players, and a transition player playing more like a forward is Paul Rabel.
Transition player of the week for the league last week, and there's a good reason for that. Paul Rabel, a fantastic player on this team. He was the transition player of the week. He's starring in national television commercials. He's a big focus of this Washington Stealth team. 2 goals and 3 assists last week. A huge game for him last week. Look for him to elevate that game to another level as the season goes on and these guys start to play together every single week. We look for more from Paul Rabel and Jeff Zawicki.
And one of the big stories tonight will be in goal. We'll tell you about that when we come back. Opening face-off coming up. It's the Rush and the Stealth from Comcast Arena on the NLL Network and Comcast On Demand. And welcome back to the Comcast Arena. We are ready for the face-off as we'll take a look at the goalies before we get underway. In goal for the Rush will be Matt Disher, making his way up from Portland with a 10.80 goals against average and a save percentage of 79.2. And in goal for the Stealth, Matt Royk making his first start of the year. We are underway as Kesterer going up against Pat Jones on the opening draw, and the Rush will control in their road whites with gray and black trim. The Stealth in their home black. Setting up the first offense, there is the man Gavin Prout. Takes it up top for Dean Hill. Big time low shot saved by Royk.
So already Royk tested early, able to make a good save down low, a tough save to make off this carpet. He's able to pass the first test as a member of the Washington Stealth.
And Jimmy Quinlan with that shot for the Rush. Here comes Paul Rabel, transition player of the week. Lays it up top for Zawicki. Zawicki moving in, still has control, takes the shot wide left. Rabel with a loose ball. And a new 30-second shot clock. Rabel rockets it to the right side. Ball bounces back to midfield. Nice save to prevent the over in the back, but the Rush will get possession as there is Bruce Alexander for Edmonton.
So a good save, but not controlled by the Stealth, so a turnover nonetheless.
Here's Ryan Ward. Plays it over to the far side. Another shot by Quinlan, and Roik is there for the save. Takes the long pass to Morgan at the center stripe. The big man, Peter Morgan.
Morgan doing a good job seeing he had nothing there, so he's going to slow up, wait for his teammates to arrive, and set up the offense.
Sedgwick at the wing, possibly looking for the shot. He'll play it over the far side. Give and go inside is Wiles with his first opportunity, and that's the first time we've mentioned his name. Luke Wiles, they call him the show, acquired from Toronto, signed last week, activated this week. He will be a big part of the Stealth offense.
And a tough first touch for Wiles as he was tied up by Hawksby there. Hawksby doing a good job tying him up and then just kind of gave him a little shove into the net. And not much comes of it, just a turnover, and the Rush will control from there.
So here comes the Rush. That's Hawksby along the near side. Gavin Proud at the wing. Moving in just outside the crease. The crease pretty much blocked up there by Martin. Kesterer comes away with the loose ball. And we've played about 2.5 minutes with no score.
Martin doing a good job tying up Prout. That's going to be a tough task for anyone all game long.
Here's Reese Dutch. Tried to play it in, takes it off the bounce and to the back of the net for the first score. The Stealth lead 1-0.
Reese Dutch, a good move there and a kind of like a fake shot as he looked to hold up a bit, but he was able to get that shot away after he got the commitment from Disher. Disher made his move and Dutch was able to just drop it in after Disher made the move. 1-0 Stealth now as they'll take a lead once again. They get the first goal of the game.
Battle on the draw. Pat Jones fighting for it for Edmonton. And coming up with it just for a moment is Stewart, but taken right away. Here comes Paul Rabel. Rabel, long shot, nice save as Disher took it right to the middle of the pads and starts the counterattack. Stolen right away by Luke Wiles. Wiles, part of the Shamrock connection. We'll be talking a little bit about that tonight, I'm sure.
Maybe once or twice.
Sedgwick over to the far side, shot by Dutch. Stick save by Disher. Here's Sedgwick. Over to the far side. Johnson. And no go there for the Stealth. Coming back are the Rush on the counterattack. They'll take the line change and then pick up the speed.
The first goal by the Stealth, scored by Reese Dutch and assisted by Lewis Ratcliffe, was just announced.
Secor behind the net to Prout. Up top for Ryan Ward. Ward tried to take it up top shelf. Roik wouldn't have any of that. Roik gets a save off the shot from the far side and starts a counterattack the other way. Still quite honestly getting used to the Edmonton Rush numbers. Not exactly the easiest things to read when they're coming this way. We'll do the best we can.
No numbers on their sleeves and kind of small ones on their back.
Reese Dutch, Rookie of the Year, rookie no more. Sedgwick shot to the back of the net. The rocket right by. Matt Disher makes it 2-0.
What a shot by Sedgwick. That was amazing as he got a rocket away. from the line, and he was able to put it in top corner. And then a little bit of taunting with members of the Edmonton Rush there, as he had a little bit to say. I believe they're going to give Dutch the assist on that one. I would like to hope they will. But Cedric with the goal, and a lot of pushing and shoving going on between these two teams as they get set for the faceoff. And faceoff is controlled by the Edmonton Rush. Rush will take it out of their own defensive end. A lot of good pressure put on by Matt Beers of the Washington Stealth.
And because this is the Rush's first game together, first regular season game together, probably going to be a few chemistry issues, at least early in the game.
Not
a shot and
there.
a score, not right in there. Beautifully played. 22, Ryan Powell to Ryan Ward for the goal.
And Ward just went unnoticed from the backside. He was able to waltz right in front of the Washington Stealth net. An easy shot, and Royk had no chance there. Good play by the Edmonton Rush. They're able to get on the board and close the gap 2-1.
And you may wonder why Matt Royk is getting the start instead of Richards. And Chris Hall will tell you, Richards and Royk, interchangeable parts. They played together on the Salmon Bellies during the WLA season. They alternated games, even in the Man Cup, alternated games. He is just as comfortable with each man in the net, and they play off each other very well.
Yeah, that's an interesting situation, and we'll see how it develops. It seems to be the truth, though. They're both very, very strong, and Royk looks very comfortable in there already this evening.
Rabel with a diving shot. Disher with a save. Got that elbow in the right place at the right time. And here's Gavin Prout on the break. Prout, check, gets the shot off, but goes off the shoulder pad of Matt Royk.
Big save by Royk, as that was an important shot. Another huge save by Royk.
Dean Hill right on the doorstep, and Royk closed it right there. Battle for the loose ball now between Bloom and Small. Bloom comes away with it, but then the Rush take it right back.
A little sloppy right now by both teams.
Gavin Prout over to one of his teammates, gets it right back. And trying to take it up over the top is Jimmy Quinlan. Royk will have none of that.
An interesting maneuver, didn't work out so well for Quinlan there.
I've seen diving shots, I've seen a few shots like that, but that's a one and done routine there.
Yeah.
Here's Reese Dutch. Dutch going up against Hawksby. Wiles has it at the wing. Over to the near side for Morgan. Dutch tries the shot. Disher gets the stick on it. Very tenuous situation, but he comes away with it. And here comes the Rush on the counterattack.
Well, you can definitely see the chemistry between Dutch and Wiles as those two play off each other very, very well. I suppose we'll see that a lot this season.
Andy Secor with the ball. Trying to play around Beers. Looks for the centering pass. Tried to get it to Quinlan. No go there. And on the loose ball, it's the captain, Jason Bloom.
You've seen a little bit of desperation out of the Rush as they're not able to set up their offense the way they want to. The Stealth doing a good job defending on the perimeter and unable to give them those opportunities.
The show to the back of the net for the third Stealth goal. Luke Wiles with a score.
Luke Wiles is making his presence known already with the team. His first game with the Washington Stealth. Luke Wiles very used to playing with Reese Dutch and Lewis Radcliffe as they play together in the off season in the WLA, and they are actually are we reviewing this? Looks like we are reviewing the score.
And we welcome you folks watching on NLL.com. Thank you very much for your patience. A little technical difficulties, but we are live and ready to go here. Here's what you've missed. The Stealth with a 3-1 lead. Luke Wiles making his debut for the Stealth and making it in a big way.
Yeah, Wiles doing a good job, and he is instantly a part of this offense. He's doing a very good job getting himself available and moving around and looking for the puck, and he has instant chemistry with Reese Dutt. So a 3-1 lead for the Stealth right now, and they're looking to add to it. Right now, the Stealth look to be a little bit better of the offensive team. Edmonton unable to really get their offense started, and I think that's why you start to see, things like what Quinlan did, the kind of desperation one-time shot was basically because they're not getting anything in their offense. The one goal was exactly what they wanted. That was a play that was drawn up in the sand, basically, and it worked out well. But other than that, they're really not getting good looks at Matt Roy.
Well, the stop and play was to measure some sticks and to make sure the pockets weren't too deep, make sure the sticks weren't too long. So no review, just a bunch of measurements. Maybe the officials are thinking of being interior designers at some point. Just a thought. So the Rush looking to try to get back some of the momentum they lost with that quick goal earlier. Then Luke Wiles takes them right back, and hello, there you go. 45, Corey Small with a nice deke around Matt Royk, and Royk may be injured right here. He goes down pretty hard, and I'm not exactly sure what happened. He might have just maybe lost his wind for a bit.
Maybe he was juked out of his shorts, or a good chance there. Small did a good job getting himself free, and he had basically one-on-one with Royk, and that's a tough situation for any goaltender. He did the best he could, but unable to keep it from going to the back of the net.
And Jamison Kesterer wins the draw. That's the reason he was brought to the Stealth, was that Chris Hall wanted some substance in the face-off circle, and he proves it again right there. 3-2, Stealth with the lead. Here's Ratcliffe for Washington. Takes the shot wide left. Rabel picks it up off the rebound. Rabel working it around. Here comes Ratcliffe. Tried the sweet little pass to the inside, but the shot clock runs out. Violation will take it the other way. Edmonton will control.
Washington doing a good job getting in their offense, just taking a little bit too long to do it, and right now that's okay. They're kind of feeling out the Edmonton Rush, seeing what they can get away with, and I'm sure we'll see them kick it in higher gear later on in this game.
Ward with a shot, and Royk with a pad save. Ball was loose in the crease. He saw where it was, but that one just almost got over the goal line there.
Yeah, good save there. He was able to close the gap. A lot of gaps to close when you're wearing all that equipment and such, and able to come up with it.
Here's Morgan, loops it inside, shot, save. Mike Grimes with a shot, Matt Disher with a nifty save. And the Rush nearly down 4-2. Instead, it's just a one-goal game. Here's Derek Suddens, near side Powell. Powell around the pick, plays it inside, shot taken by Brody Merrill. Royk there once again. Prout has it up at the point. Kevin Prout, the legend of the Mammoth, now trying to make an impact with a Rush.
Two big saves there for Royk on that end, and Royk a great job. Now here come the Washington Stealth.
Reese Dutch with a shot wide to the left side.
No over and back because that was a shot on net.
Rabel dives in there but steps on the crease. So that'll be a violation, and we will take it the other way for the Edmonton Rush. And timeout called on the floor. 4:44 to go in the first quarter. 3-2, the Stealth with the lead. So we talked a little bit about Luke Wiles, talked about the fact that the Shamrock connection is together, but Matt Royk definitely making an impact from the opening moments here.
Matt Royk is no stranger to the league. He started for 4 different teams in the league, and he has been teamed with Tyler Richards in the summer, just as you talked about with the New Westminster Salmon Bellies, and they were the Mann Cup runner-up, and their solution, or their recipe for victory, if you will, was to alternate between the two. And so the Washington Stealth have said, you know what, it worked there, it's going to work here, and a great chance. He played in 15 games last year with 11.37 goals against average. And Matt Royk doing an excellent job this evening, has already been called on to make huge saves. You know, we talked about the Rush. They haven't had a whole lot of opportunities tonight, but the opportunities that they have gotten have been very, very good, and he's had to come up with some very big saves. So far, pretty good job, definitely up to the task. The only 2 goals given up were both clear one-on-one goals, and Matt Royk, he's making an impressive debut, just like Tyler Richards did last week. It looks like the Washington Stealth are in good shape in the net this year.
So Royk, the lone man on the floor right now because the bombshells are performing, and Royk just takes the opportunity to take it a little bit easy.
Visiting with the fans there in the corner. That's a chance to hang out with the fans.
Bombshells, just one more reason to come see the Stealth in action.
As if you needed more. You know, don't worry about us. You can always watch us on demand, and then you don't have to worry about catching us live on NLL.com.
This copyright telecast of the National Lacrosse League Incorporated may not be retransmitted, reproduced, or rebroadcast without the express written consent of the National Lacrosse League. And I approve this message. Action back underway now. Here's Ward to Prout. That shot just goes high.
Prout all alone again. Yeah, I think he's had 2 clean looks at the goal tonight, unable to capitalize. Big saves by Royk. Now let's see if Disher's up to the task as the Washington Stealth will look to start their offense. Lewis Ratcliffe sends it to the corner. Wiles, big shot and a score. Wiles, his 2nd goal of the evening. Luke Wiles from Lewis Ratcliffe. That's something they're used to, that Shamrock connection. The 2 of them big time used to each other as they led the league in scoring with the Shamrocks. They're able to continue that as well here this evening. Wiles, his 2nd goal of the night. The Stealth lead at 4-2. Gesture again battling for the face-off for the Stealth, and he is able to come away with it, but then loses it. Retained by the Stealth. Paul Rabel now has it as he'll get set to set the offense for the Washington Stealth.
And while we're working on technical difficulties on one side, I'll get back to this. Reese Dutch over to Ratcliffe. And here's Sedgwick up top to Ratcliffe. 3:26 to go. First quarter, 4-2 Stealth. And Rabel sees the 30-second shot clock go off. Here come the Rush. It's Powell to Ward. Big shot taken by Jimmy Quinlan, who's had most of the shots. Long pass by Royk goes right to his counterpart, Matt Disher.
You know, I talked last week about that's not my favorite pass. We saw Tyler Richards do it a lot for the Stealth last week. And once again, a turnover.
And the first little bit of chippiness goes on while play resumes. Martin brings it down all by his lonesome. Joined by Ratcliffe on the offense, and now a line change. Zawicki and Wiles will come in. Shot taken right off the top by Martin. Gets his own rebound, and they'll leave it for Zawicki. Wiles comes away with it. And the buzzer goes off once again.
The Edmonton Rush looking to start their offense as it goes down to Powell again in the corner. Powell, a big part of this offense, and he is pressured by DeWolf. DeWolf all over him as he gets a shot away.
and Roy looking for the ball.
Yeah.
Has anybody seen a ball? There's one around here somewhere. Maybe here? Nothing up my sleeve. There it is.
DeWolf is going to get a penalty. I'm guessing a hold for DeWolf there as he'll go to the box. It is a hold and a darn fine call.
So on the power play, here comes the Edmonton Rush. They had many problems last year on the power play. They were 6th. But a lot of those guys no longer a part of the team. Still did pretty well on the penalty kill last week. Even had a shorthanded goal or two. Here's Sedgwick as the Stealth just running some time down. .13 on the shot clock, 1:20 in the quarter, 1:22 in the penalty. Rabel with a shot. Disher was there. Disher falls down and he loses the ball too.
That's the second time he's lost the ball. I think he's not used to all this padding or something.
So for Edmonton on the power play, Pratt kind of runs the offense from the point. Looking for the opening, takes it to Ward. Ward inside. Finds Powell. Ward behind the back to Prout. Right on the doorstep. Quick shot, but Roik able to take it away. 39 seconds to go on the penalty. And the ball just bouncing around down in the Edmonton end. Anybody want it? Anyone? Anyone? Martin has it for a moment, and the Rush gets it with 22 seconds to go. In the penalty, 15 in the quarter. Powell on the doorstep. Ward up top for Prout. Got about 4 seconds to shoot, and he'll lose control of the ball, and that will do it for the first quarter. Stealth with a 4-2 lead.
The Stealth having a problem finishing. Looks like they were able to kind of run their offense like they wanted to. They weren't able to finish though. And the Stealth will carry a 4-2 lead into the break.
We welcome you on Comcast On Demand, and if you're watching on NLL.com, thank you very much for your patience, and we're happy to have you with us finally. The Stealth with a 4-2 lead, and Luke Wiles making a big impact from the opening moments here in his debut for the Stealth.
Yeah, we knew that Luke Wiles was going to be great. A great addition for the Washington Stealth, and he has paid dividends right away in his first quarter of action.
And you'll see the goals from quarter number 1. Dutch with the first offering. And the
Sedgwick shot from the
rocket
point,
shot by Sedgwick, beautifully done. The Rush not without their offense as well. That one by Ryan Ward on the nifty, what you'd call a one-touch in hockey. And here's Luke Wiles.
Luke Wiles with his first over the top, a good one as he's charging the net. And once again, another wide open man able to walk in and put it past Roy. And then once again, a chance to see Wiles. Wiles, a shot from traffic, puts it to the back of the net. And that's how we stand. The first goal of the evening by Reese Dutch, assisted to Ratcliffe. Sedgwick scores from Ratcliffe and Dutch. And then Ward for Edmonton from Powell and Suddens. And then Wiles scores his first from Zawicki and Grimes. And then Small from Ward and Crashley. And rounding out the scoring of the period is Wiles from Ratcliffe and Sedgwick. A big, big period for Ratcliffe, as he did a great job and got on the board a lot. 14 shots for each of the teams. Both teams 0 for 0 on the power play. Of course, there's still 4 seconds left in the Rush power play. That'll go on the second period stats. Both teams emerging from their huddles. And we're waiting for Roy to get himself back down to the other end into his crease. And we'll get set to go for the opening faceoff of the second quarter.
So Jamison Kesterer will take it for the Stealth. For the Rush will be Pat Jones, one of the Lumberjacks from last season, now a member of the Rush. And Glaves comes away with it for Edmonton, sends it long. Small up top for Ryan Powell, who will start the offense for Edmonton. Both teams at full strength now. Inside, shot taken and a score by Ryan Ward, and that makes it 4-3 as Royk having his problems with the top shelf.
Yeah, just another chance for someone to walk in unmolested against Royk. And Royk, you're right, he is having a hard time with that glove side over his shoulder, and just once again, he is victimized there.
Rush looking for the equalizer. And on the streak comes Brody Merrill. Royk able to cover up that time and gets the outlet pass, and here comes Paul Rabel taking it the other way. Ratcliffe out there with Wiles, and this is Tom Johnson. Zawicki with a shot to the back of the net for the score. He has a rocket on that.
Well, we saw Zawicki and everything he brings to the table last week, as he had a fantastic game last week. And that's the first chance for him to get a goal in this game. And Jeff Zawicki quickly trying to get back up into the huge goal range. The 5 goals last week. 1 goal, 1 assist so far this week. And Zawicki makes it a 5-3 Washington Stealth lead. Stealth win the faceoff already and bring it into the offensive zone. They're going to give it up to Reese Dutch up top, and he's going to try and set the offense.
Here's Zawicki. 5 goals last week against the Mammoth. Sedgwick. Shot goes wide to the left side. 9 seconds on the shot clock as Zawicki gets it off the rebound. Zawicki going high, Zawicki going low, trying anything he can. Shot taken from the far side by Tom Johnson, and Disher is there. He'll leave the crease and bring it all the way down. What is he doing? Well, he's playing a little offense. Every goalie wants to play a little offense. I understand that.
Disher made that save look routine, and then he says, you know what, they don't need me down here. I'm going to go join the offense.
Route. Inside, moving all around is Ryan Powell. Shot clock goes off, but no matter. Here come the Stealth. On the counter, Kyle Sorensen puts on the brakes in midfield. He'll give it off to Ratcliffe. Ratcliffe juking and jiving, taking the shot to the back of the net. It's 6-3.
Lewis Ratcliffe having a big night so far for the Stealth. We talked about in the first period, Lewis Ratcliffe, he came away with 3 assists. Add to that another assist already this period on Zawicki's goal, and now a goal for himself, a 5.9 for Lewis Ratcliffe.
And it's interesting, you've got Ratcliffe, Wiles, and Dutch. All 3 of them played for the Shamrocks and WLA. 3 of them in the top 4 in scoring. They already kind of know each other as teammates, so Wiles coming in here, not a lot of chemistry problems because he's used to these guys.
Exactly. He's able to play off of them, and you're going to see Ratcliffe getting involved in goals scored by both those men. And obviously already we're seeing that pay off in dividends for Luke Wiles.
Here's Reese Dutch. Up top for Sedgwick. This is Tom Johnson. Tried to get it to Zwicky. Nice defense there by Hoxie. Merrill comes up with it, and here comes the rush. Scott Stewart on the attack. Takes the shot, gets the goal, 6-4. Washington with a lead, but the Stealth with the momentum.
That looked kind of easy there for Stewart, and that's not the kind of goal that Royk is going to want to give up very often. You know, the other goals he's given up this evening have been up close, one-on-one, where he really had nothing to do with it, and that it looked like he had a good view. I think that's a save that we need Matt Royk to make.
Kester didn't like what he saw there as far as the draw is concerned, and the official says, get back in here. Not an invitation-only deal. You're welcome to be in here and participate.
Assistant number 7, Aaron Sutton, and number 0, Brandon Atherton.
Here's Ward over the far side. Rush on the attack, and behind the back is Gavin Prout taking the shot. But Royk is there to provide the wall in front. Ryan Ward off the rebound.
Royk unable to make a save earlier that we thought he should have. That he shouldn't have made that save, and
That's
he was
true.
able to make it. So pace back.
Prout to the belly of Matt Royk.
And it'll be interesting to see Jimmy Quinlan. He went off with a limp after being hit hard by Martin of the Stealth against the boards, and we'll see if he comes back. A breakaway chance for Edmonton as the Stealth avoided the over and back but gave up a breakaway. Shot was wide by number 17, Brody Merrill.
Here's Reese Dutch. And we understand some fans on NLL.com are getting us on the homepage. So welcome to you, viewers. We've been working on technical difficulties, and the Stealth working on a 6-4 lead. Luke Wiles working on a little bit of offense. Nifty pass, but Sedgwick couldn't quite get a hold of it. Here comes the rush on the counterattack. Shot to the back of the net goes Dean Hill. Remember the Rochester Nighthawks last year, making his scoring debut for the Rush, and it's a 1-goal game.
Well, that was set up nicely in transition for the Rush. Dean Hill did a good job waiting for his man to come off before he came on and had himself a good breakaway, a good look at the net, and a pretty much an easy goal for the Edmonton Rush. Once again, closing it within 1. The Rush have done that 4 different occasions this evening. Let's see if they can pull it back to even.
Stealth have yet to trail this season, I do believe.
You are correct.
You're correct, sir. Thank you. You are my Ed McMahon, aren't you?
I try, yeah.
Hopefully they won't be canceling this show. Anyway,
Oh.
Here's Matt Beers. A little Conan O'Brien. Are you on Team Conan or Team Jen?
Oh, definitely on Team Conan.
Reese Dutch on the Stealth to the back of the net. One team he's on. That's the team that's leading right now, 7-5.
And Reese Dutch able to get awfully close to the crease there. We'll see if we see a flag or not. Awfully close to the crease, and he's going to put that as well as Matt Disher into the net. And there's the replay. It looks like Dutch was able to stay out of the crease. I guess I've been proven wrong there, as you'll see him get close, but stays out of the crease.
Sorry we can't give you some of the interaction with Facebook and Twitter, but as soon as they get the feed up on that particular page, we will interact with you folks watching on NLL.com. Brody Merrill trying to pull it within 1 once again. Ball bouncing around and coming away with it is Jamison Kesterer. And here come the Stealth. Sorensen with control to Paul Rabel, the Blue Jet from John Hopkins. Jeff Zawicki. Oh, I thought that one went in. Very close, but Disher got the arm back and took it out of there.
And
the flag is getting thrown out there. We'll see if that was a goal. So when the yellow flag comes out, that means we stop everything and we take a look at the replay. You will be seeing what we see.
And we'll see, from this angle, again, I'm basically right on that line, and it didn't look like the ball went all the way across. And just like hockey, if you're a hockey fan, the ball has to go all the way across the line, and it looked like Disher was able to get his arm in there and kick it out. And I guess we'll see as the officials look at it. Hopefully we'll take another look at it as well, and we'll let you know what we see. The officials looking at it right now as they go over and over it. And they're going to look at every angle they've got, and here comes a review right now as we get a chance to look at that. This is going to be a hard angle for us to see as to whether or not that crosses the line. And you can see him go back, and as he goes back, oh, that may have crossed the line, and I don't know if they'll be able to see that quickly. But as you see the ball drop out from underneath him, where does it hit is the question. And that from this angle, that looks like a goal. That looks like it hit the ground behind him all the way across the line.
Oh!
And that is a tough, it's very, very close, but we'll see how they rule that. I didn't see it hit the ground in real speed. And now they're showing it on the Jumbotron. It's going to be hard to see on that big screen, but let's see what they have to say. As the officials look to be done reviewing it, they're talking about it. And the call is no goal.
No goal.
Well,
and that was with authority from that official. You notice that? No goal.
That is, I guess that's the first time I've been wrong this season about a replay, but.
Oh, I was about to say, first time you've been wrong this season? Where have you been?
However, I'm going to say officially I was wrong. I'm going to stand by that was a goal.
The people to send your complaints to Ron Crusato, Brian Taylor, and Bob Taylor. No, that's Ryan Crusato, Brian Taylor, and the shot clock operator is Bob Taylor.
And the shot
Bob
clock
had nothing to do with it.
Yeah,
nothing
the shot
at
clock
all.
is being expertly operated this evening. I have no qualms about the way the shot clock is working. So Bob is completely okay.
Tonight's game brought to you in part by Reebok. Reimagine the way you play with Reebok's new 10K O-Tech handle and 10K head. Performance engineered, technology-driven, NLL proven. Your move. Reebok Lacrosse. Find the new Reebok Lacrosse gear online at Reebok.com.
Washington Self now going to try and get that goal back as they go right back on offense.
Reese Dutch tried to get it to Zawicki, who couldn't control it, and coming away with it is Edmonton, and on the attack is Brody Merrill. Merrill plays it over to the near side for Ryan Ward. Ward up at the point.
Those numbers are awful.
Dean Hill with a shot, despite the fact he was screened. Roik with the save.
That's a good position save by Roik. He was able to get himself in position and make that save, even though he couldn't necessarily see the release of the ball.
Here comes the face. Paul Rabel with a shot. But Disher get down to the knees. On the other side, Scott Stewart. Tried once, tried twice. Not going to get it by Matt Roik. Battle for the loose ball in the corner. And coming away with it is Scott Stewart. Stewart knocked into the crease. The official says, no, you're in the crease. Get out of here. Gives the ball to the Stealth with 7:50 to go.
Matt Roik, a very good positional goaltender. That's a second straight great positional save where he just puts himself in a good spot and the ball hits him.
Here is Ratcliffe up top for Zawicki, thinking about a shot.
Wanted to shoot. And
right to the back of the net. Lewis Ratcliffe getting the tally for the Stealth and a 3-goal lead for Washington.
Lewis Ratcliffe again, now he's got 2 goals and an assist in this period to go along with his 3 assists in the first period. Having a good time tonight is Lewis Ratcliffe.
Tonight's game brought to you in part by Mark Mesh, the official mesh of the National Lacrosse League. Mark Mesh is a pocket that catches the ball in tight situations and places a shot with perfect accuracy. If it's your dream to play in the NLL, or give yourself the advantage with Mark Mesh. For more information, visit markmesh.com. That's MARC mesh.com.
I'm really amazed with how loud this crowd is in Everett. They definitely catching on to lacrosse. They're definitely enjoying lacrosse here in Washington, and a very loud, very enthusiastic crowd. And you gotta give it to the Washington Stealth. They're putting on a heck of a show. It's easy to get excited about this team.
And off the face-off, a violation called, and we will have the rush with the ball, and Gavin Prout will rush to the midfield circle to get it.
Oh, geez.
You knew that was coming. You just knew it was coming.
I hoped it wouldn't.
Working on the ball, falling down, shooting the ball, Ryan Powell. No luck for him. As Mike Grimes moving and shaking behind his own net. Losing control of the Stealth, and here comes 88, Ian Hawksby. Quick shot there, Ryan Powell on the doorstep. And back and forth they go on the counterattack. It's Mike Grimes, he takes the shot, and Atherton is there for the save, but not for the second one, to the back of the net. 9-5 as Atherton comes in to goal for the rush and doesn't have any luck on his first opportunity to do anything.
Atherton, a rude awakening. Welcome to the ball game. And Grimes able to work it for the Stealth, and now the Stealth starting to open up a lead. This is what they did last week. They kept it close, and then they started to pull away.
And Atherton came in during the timeout, somewhat unannounced, especially by me, and I apologize to the viewers.
Almost like that's your job.
He came in almost in a stealth way, but he plays for the rush.
He rushed in stealthily.
Rabel to Ratcliffe, and here we go. The Stealth on the offense with 6:32 to go. Rabel juking, jiving, raging, thrashing, looking for the shot, takes it. Atherton is there. Sawicki tries it on the underhand way. Can't get it by him. Long pass, and Martin is there to pick up the loose ball. Crosses into the offensive zone at the doorstep. Morgan tries to take it top shelf. Atherton is there for the save. Losing his stick is Cam Sedgwick. As Crashley, love that name, takes it away. Luke Wild on the defense for a moment.
Ian Crashley, one of the very rare players in this game who played for the Edmonton Rush last year.
First game up in Edmonton will kind of be a get used to the new players game, but we hope you're enjoying the broadcast here on NLL.com. Andy Secor has the time run out on him, and the Stealth will get it back with 5:33 to go in what has been a rollicking first half.
Reese Dutch being pestered down in the corner. Hawksby just pounding on him for no reason at all.
He has the Mo Howard what I do routine going there. Ratcliffe with a shot from the line. Following it up, off the bouncer to the back of the net, Tommy Johnson.
Tommy John again with a goal, as he had one last weekend as well.
Were you about to say Tommy Johnson with a surgical strike? I know that that's what you were thinking.
No. I would probably make some sort of elbow comment. I don't know, but I wouldn't go with the surgical strike. I'm not that witty.
And timeout is called on the floor. 10-5, the Stealth with the lead. Tonight's game brought to you in part by wallu.com. Decorate your home or office with a life-size decal of the logo of your favorite NLL team, or a decal of your favorite NLL player. Show your pride with a team or player decal exclusively from Wall U. For more information, visit wall-u.com. That's wall-u.com. And you'll be happy to know that Dan and I do not have life-size decals, so the children are safe.
Not yet, but we're working on it. And we'll get some pictures taken of us. Maybe move that to Wall U next week. Maybe we'll have them in Wall U, and you can put us on your wall.
Let's take a look at the goals from this quarter. Edmonton getting on the board first in the quarter.
And that was Ward for Edmonton, and then Sawicki.
He has a beautiful shot, doesn't he?
And followed closely by Lewis Ratcliffe. Ratcliffe with 3 assists in the first period, 2 goals in this period. That's the first. This one will be Stewart. Stewart getting it past Matt Freud. And
that was Dean Hill.
That was a breakaway goal for Dean Hill. I didn't even write that one down. And then Ratcliffe on the board again. And
we come back to live action.
Wow.
More goals than you can shake a lacrosse stick at.
Seriously. I can't keep up.
Here comes Paul Rabel. Inside Sawicki. Right to the chest of Atherton.
Big save by Atherton. That's a tough play. Sawicki, a great score.
Blaze kicks it away for a moment. Hey, it works. As Scott Stewart bringing it all the way down, has it knocked away by Mike Grimes. Here comes Matt Beers. Sets up Morgan for the shot. Beers going after the loose ball. Morgan putting a few stick shots in there, and a nice play by Sawicki. But it goes up over the glass. And we'll have another timeout on the floor.
And this will be the official timeout, the media timeout. The last one was a timeout actually taken by the Edmonton Rush, and so that's why we have that other break.
And let's talk a little bit about Derek Keenan, the head coach of the Edmonton Rush, coming up from the Portland Lumberjacks. Keenan, one of those players that just hung around for a long time. I remember watching him play for the Buffalo Bandits back in their championship days of the MILL, and now he's really got his work cut out for him in Edmonton.
Absolutely. A venerable stud in the lacrosse world as a player, and a lot of times you don't see that transition made from an extremely good player to an extremely good coach or general manager. And Derek Keenan got his start as a general manager and then moved into the coaching ranks afterwards. Kind of a strange transition in the sports world, but he's been able to start a franchise in Portland. He started that one from the ground up. Did an amazing job with the first ever expansion team to make it to the playoffs, and they did a great job in their first year, kind of fell off after that a bit, but he's got a chance to basically do the same thing, and what he did with the roster in Edmonton is essentially turn them into an expansion franchise with experienced players by taking players from the Lumberjacks and other players or other teams around the league and building what he believes is a winner right away. They've only been able to play in one exhibition game this preseason, so this is actually only their second time together.
And that's tough to tune in so quickly. You can't get fine-tuned in just one preseason game. A lot of these teams played 3.
Yeah, and the rosters, they're not that huge. It's not like they can put together a full-scale game in practice or anything like that. And even if they did, it would be using players who aren't even going to make the team. And so it's obviously not the caliber of an NLL opponent. Here we go, another goal change. You going to get this one? Oh, maybe it's not a goal change. They're just pulling it. My bad.
They're just giving themselves a little bit of an advantage since they have the ball. So sorry we can't interact with you tonight on Facebook and Twitter. I know guys like Philly Cheese Boy very upset. And we love talking to the fans on Facebook and Twitter. We hope to be doing it again next time we join you for Stealth Lacrosse.
Last week I had fun making fun of the city of Denver. I actually have nothing bad to say about Edmonton. I was just there in November. An absolutely fabulous city. I love the city of Edmonton.
Here's the captain! Captain! 11-5.
I don't even know how to comment on that. Jason Bloom able to go 5-hole, a good bouncing shot to get by Atherton and give the Stealth an 11-5 lead.
Well, Jason Bloom, who is kind of the king of lacrosse in this region, coaches a lot, and now he's the captain of the Washington Stealth. Good to see him getting on the board. 3:33 to go in the second quarter. The Rush, who were able to stay so close in the early moments, now find themselves down by 6 and wondering what happened.
And the Edmonton Rush, 1-9 all time against the Stealth organization, and so a familiar place for them to be trailing this team.
Here's Gavin Prout having a dance up top. Shot clock goes off. And I think we're going to see a penalty.
We are.
Jamison Kesterer was having quite the dance with Gavin Prout. I don't think Prout actually asked him for one, but instead Kesterer kind of gave him a stick and an arm and said, I'm going to be your worst nightmare right now.
Just giving him a little hug. I don't know. I thought it was friendly, trying to make sure things didn't get out of hand for him. But Kesterer not happy about it as you see him showing some disdain there for the penalty call. Then that'll be a power play for the Rush.
Andy Secor will start the power play for the men in white. Prout also out there, along with Ryan Ward. Secor with a shot. Roik loses sight of it. Dean Hill tried to be there to dive in and knock it in with a stick, but I think he probably would have been called in the crease if nothing else. Our replay operator might have gotten a little workout there.
Roik almost did it himself there as that was laying right on the line, and Roik had a hard time bouncing on it without putting it in.
2:15 to go. As you can see by that nifty little clock up there.
That's amazing.
But not on the NLL.com broadcast, so that's why I try to help them with the score and the time. Here is Brody Merrill. Can't get it by Roik. Not quite a no suit for you, but close.
That's good. We don't need to whip that out yet anyway.
51 seconds to go.
You don't want to go all the way into your bag of tricks this early.
No, we're just in the first half. Here's Reese Dutch. Stealth doing a great job wasting some time. 8 on the shot clock. Dutch looking for the shorthanded goal, tried to whip it around the back of his head. 28 seconds to go in the power play. Rabel having some words with Ian Hawksby.
Those two have had words all night long.
So on the power play, Rush looking for any opportunity they can find, and a quick shot taken by Ryan Ward on the redirect. 6 seconds on the penalty kill, 57 in the half. Here is Zawicki. And both teams are at full strength.
Another great kill for the Washington Stealth as they do a good job wasting time and still creating some offense.
Tom Johnson may be trying for one of those diving shots as an extra attacker comes on. Delayed penalty is the call, but the Stealth still with control of the ball, and they will continue to keep the pressure on. This is Sedgwick. He's got Dutch up top. 25 on the shot clock, 21 on the game clock. A little bit extra added time on a power play, virtually. 13 on the shot clock. Zawicki can't control it right in front. Unable to control it is Jason Bloom. And the Rush tried to get a quick shot off into an empty goal, but as soon as they touch the ball, penalty called. 31-27, the shots on goal. The Stealth leading in that category, but Matt Roik pretty solid this quarter.
Yeah, obviously easy to see what Coach Hall was thinking. They are both quality goalkeepers, and a great job by Royk. Royk's doing a fine job in net, making sure that nothing gets past him. A slight edge, only a 4-shot edge, but a 6-goal edge for the Washington Stealth.
And a shot taken at the buzzer by Reese Dutch. Will not go in, and that will do it for the first half of play. The Washington Stealth lead the Edmonton Rush 11-5 as you're watching the National Lacrosse League on Comcast On Demand and the NLL Network.
Flyers to save money, and then I got my bill. Big surprise, it was way more than I expected. Turns out the only really big thing about FiOS is the bill. Comcast, you really knew how to take care of me. I miss you guys, just like I miss my yoga on demand. So listen, if you're up for it, I want to come back.
Yes, Tina, we'd love to have you back. So go ahead, girl, strike that warrior pose.
Welcome back to the Comcast Arena in Everett. The Stealth leading the Rush at halftime, 11-5. John Horton back along with you, joined by the owner of the Washington Stealth, Denise Watkins. Great to have you along with us. Has it been everything you've expected so far?
Well, I can honestly say we've been thrilled by and warmed by the reception that we've had here in Washington. It's been amazing. We've gotten great attention from the media. We've had a wonderful turnout from the fans, and obviously we hope to keep building and growing, but I'm very pleased so far.
It's amazing the grassroots effort that you guys have put into this community and into this game. Talk a little bit about what that mission was from the get-go.
We feel very strongly that the way this game is going to grow is by reaching out to the community, not only the lacrosse community, but the local business community. I mean, every aspect of the community here in the greater Everett, Seattle area, so that we can draw those people in and they can talk to their friends and draw their friends in, and so it'll grow. Because I don't think that you can, buy enough advertising to get everybody here. So you really have to spread the word and spread the word friend to friend. Hey, it's great, come out, it's affordable, it's fun, it's exciting. What more could you want?
If a fan's watching on Comcast On Demand, obviously they're seeing the product, but tell them the difference between what they're seeing on television and being here in the arena.
Well, there's just such an energy being here in the arena. I mean, you feel it, you see it, you hear the fans. I mean, there's a little bit of a disconnection on TV, don't get me wrong, I'm a big TV sports fan, but obviously in person you can't beat it. So people really need to come out and try it and see it firsthand.
So if there's anything that's kind of next on the agenda for the Stealth management, what would it be?
Probably to continue to push the outreach into different areas. We've made a good, strong connect with the lacrosse community. We're working on the local business community. So it's continuing to find different groups of people who haven't heard about us, sort of spread the word, if you will, get them to come out and sample it and try it, and hopefully they like it and come back.
Denise Watkins, our guest at halftime. And the team on the field doing pretty darn well. You got to be happy about that.
I'm very happy with that. We have a younger team, so this is a phenomenal performance, and I'm just thrilled. We can't be more excited to be 11-5 at the half. Edmonton's a good team. It's not that they're not a capable team, so I expected a hard battle, and this is just fantastic.
And the best is yet to come.
And the best is yet to come. That's right.
Denise Watkins, the owner of the Washington Stealth, with us at halftime, and let's take a look at the scoring summary from the first half. And Dan, take it away.
Okay, so Edmonton gets on the board at 24 seconds in. Ward from Powell and Small. And then right back at 1 minute, Zawicki from Johnson and Ratcliffe able to get Washington on the board the first time in the second period, and then followed shortly thereafter. A 2:21 Ratcliffe from Sorensen. Edmonton trying to work their way back. They strike quickly at 2:58 from Stewart and Merrill, and then again from Hill. Hill strikes from McElroy at 4:28. Then the Washington Stealth start to take over. Ratcliffe from Zawicki at 7:26, and then Grimes unassisted at 8:12. A second page here of scoring in the period.
So much it takes 2 pages.
Tom Johnson unassisted. He scores at 5:11, and then the captain Bloom from Roik at 11:25 rounds out the scoring. 32 shots so far in the game for the Washington Stealth, 27 for the Edmonton Rush. 0 for 2 on the power play are Edmonton, 0 for 1 the Washington Stealth. 4 minutes in penalties for Washington and 2 minutes for Edmonton.
And I think that Derek Keenan probably has a few extra words to say to his players, because we've got about 38 seconds before the horn blows, and there's no Edmonton Rush on the floor as of right now. Matt Roik getting some words from Tyler Richards, the teammates, pretty much all year round. Roik doing an excellent job in goal tonight.
Absolutely, and Roik has been up to the task again as we look at it. 22 saves for Matt Roik there in the first half. 44, I'd take that. 44 saves in a game, that's a pretty good game. And maybe, just maybe, that the Washington Stealth can hold them down in shots a little bit more in the second half. The Stealth did a really good job in the first period of shutting the offense down and not letting him get set in that offense. Gave up 2 goals in the first, only 3 goals in the second. Recipe for victory, I would say, is starting in the back for the Washington Stealth.
So Jamison Kesterer will take the opening draw of half number 2 against Brody Merrill.
Maybe.
Eventually. Survey says time to go. Okay, so now it's time to go.
And here they go, able to control it are the Washington Stealth. And they will start their offense first in the second half.
Here's Lewis Ratcliffe. Over for Peter Morgan. Sedgwick. Pretty fast passing in there. Reese Dutch. Zawicki. 6 on the shot clock. Sedgwick with a shot. Ratcliffe tried to put it back in, couldn't get it past 00 Brandon Atherton, who is still in goal for the Rush. He was not the starting goalie, however. Here's Gavin Prout over to the near side for Jimmy Quinlan. Quinlan going against Hodgson.
Quinlan tried that shot a little bit earlier where he tried to go off the back of Matt Roik, unable to get it accomplished.
And after the shot clock violation, Stealth had the ball anyway, and Bears will take it to Reese Dutch.
Not a good power play so far for the Stealth. They actually really need to get something set up here.
And I had totally forgotten about the power play, quite frankly, because of the halftime. Ratcliffe with a shot goes low. Nice save by Atherton, and bringing it back the other way is Ian Hawksby. 28 in the penalty, 21 on the shot clock. And a team that was dead last in the penalty kill last year at 39.7% killed, doing pretty well tonight. Just haven't had a lot of penalties either.
No, not really, and that's a good shot, especially shorthanded. A good opportunity. You saw Roik look for the long pass there to Rabel, but actually Atherton was playing that pass.
Would have been interesting to see if he had come out to see what Rabel would do. Here is the transition play of the week, Paul Rabel. Ratcliffe, give and go, up top for Wiles. Rabel, Ratcliffe, inside Johnson with a shot as the buzzer goes off. Loose ball picked up by Ian Hawksby, one of the rare players that is playing second consecutive year for the Rush. As we mentioned in the pregame, most of this team brand new, including the man with the ball right there, Gavin Prout, a legend in Colorado, now the man that Edmonton fans will look to. Here's Powell at the wing. Powell takes the shot but has his stick knocked as he tried to get the shot off. And picking up the loose ball, Kyle Sorensen up to Reese Dutch, and here comes the stealth. Eric Martin with control, and now Dutch will take it at the wing. He's got Zawicki out there with him, along with Sedgwick, Tom Johnson. Sedgwick with a shot, saved by Atherton. Nobody scored so far. We played about 3.5 minutes in the third quarter.
An eternity without a goal in this league. It only took 24 seconds in the second quarter.
Dean Hill will give it a try. Runs in there, tries the bouncer, but Roik is there with a pad save. Morgan going after the ball. Secor is there. And the captain, Jason Bloom, who had a goal last quarter, comes away with it on the loose ball. 38-30, the shots on goal. Stealth leading in that category and also leading on the scoreboard, 11-5.
The Stealth really need to establish something here, get on the scoreboard first, and continue the domination in this game.
Ratcliffe tried the left-handed shot, couldn't get it away. Rabel comes up with a rebound, going up, going down. Wiki to the back end of the net.
Zawicki, a great goal there, as we're just getting used to this man scoring. He is having an absolutely whale of a start to the season, as he has 2 goals and 3 assists in this game alone to go with 5 goals and 3 assists last weekend. He is off to a very hot start.
In case you're wondering, last year, 32 goals, 46 assists for 78 points. And he's a man that knows what it's like to take home the Champions Cup in his days with Toronto. Looks to try to bring some championship flair to the state of Washington in the Pacific Northwest. Prout, shot. Roik says no. Quinlan with a loose ball. 10 minutes to go, quarter number 3. Prout to Ward at the wing, going against Johnson. Prout recovers for Edmonton. 12 on the shot clock. Quick flip. Small can't control it. And Ward found himself in the crease. Kind of like, how did I get here? Did I take a right on Colby and didn't realize that I was on Hewitt? Little local humor.
I'll give you it was local.
Yes.
I'm not sure I'll go with humor.
Thank you. Timeout on the floor. And by golly, we needed one. Special hello to all of the Edmonton Rush fans watching us on the NLL Network tonight and putting up with us. Make sure you're at Rexall Place for the Rush home opener next Saturday, January 23rd at 7 p.m. against the dreaded Buffalo Bandits. Order your tickets today. Visit EdmontonRush.com for more info. Be there to see All-Stars Brody Merrill and Gavin Prout in their home debut for the Rush. That's EdmontonRush.com for all the info.
I actually was in Rexall Place November 1st this year, and a good chance to see that building, a fantastic building. It's incredible to think of all the people who played in that building and the statue of Wayne Gretzky outside. And I was driving to the game. I didn't know exactly where Rexall Place was. I didn't know how I was going to find it. And suddenly I saw a sign that said Wayne Gretzky Drive, and I thought, you know, that might be a pretty good exit for me to take. I'm going to take a wild stab and say it might be down there.
Did you go to the mall up there?
I stayed in the mall, actually.
You stayed in the mall?
I stayed at the hotel in the mall, and yeah.
Oh, I was wondering if you were staying at Auntie Anne's or Cinnabon, but you stayed in the hotel. Good for you.
Yeah, it was a.
Go on the water slide?
I did.
Wow.
I absolutely. Everything that the mall had to offer. I figured if I'm going to be in Edmonton, I'm going to go ahead and take advantage of everything Edmonton has to offer, and it's a fantastic city.
By the way, those dreaded Buffalo Bandits, before they go to Edmonton, will be here against the Washington Stealth on the 22nd. And we'll have that game for you here on NLL.com. Hopefully we'll be Facebooking with you guys. I missed it tonight, quite frankly.
Me too.
Here's Tom Johnson with a shot. Goes over the crossbar. As back into the net is Matt Disher. And Disher just kind of looking as though he's just watching what's going on, and his teammate having a tete-a-tete with the official over there. Don't know what it was all about. Maybe arguing local cuisine.
Alligator Soul right down the street. Go there.
Where can I find Dungeness crab? Here's Powell. I don't even think that's in season right now, is it?
Does it really matter?
No, it doesn't. Roik with a save. Finds it in his the crook of his elbow. Sends it out to the captain, Jason Bloom, on the attack. 8:44 to go. Stealth with a 12-5 lead. Dutch to the near side for Ratcliffe, the lefty. To Luke Wiles. Welcome to the show. Takes the shot. Zawicki. Right off the hand of Ian Hawksby. Dutch tries it. He can't get it by Disher, and here comes the rush on the counter. I believe that's Brody Merrill. If I could tell the numbers, I'd have better eyesight. Here's Corey Small, and back up top, Powell. Inside, Merrill, the All-Star. Tried to get it by Roik. Nothing doing there. Rabel. Ratcliffe. You can hear the sticks banging all the way up here. Ratcliffe on the carpet, and boomed out of the way by Bruce Alexander's booty.
Oh.
Disher comes away with the ball, very close to putting it in his own net. Quinlan on the counterattack, shot goes wide. Stewart on the loose ball. Delayed penalty coming up. Disher takes a seat, sixth attacker on for the rush.
I have a feeling they're going to get Martin.
And the shot taken at the buzzer by Ryan Ward. New shot clock, and the rush will stay on the attack. This is Ward as Gavin Prout comes on out. Prout tried to get it to Hill on the doorstep. Secor back with it with 10 seconds to go. Ward to Prout inside. Hill had it for a moment. Shot taken, Roik with a save. Grimes picks up the loose ball, but that will mean it's penalty time for the Washington Stealth. They almost went a good minute and a half with a sixth attacker there.
They did a good job holding on to it, and Washington did a good job keeping him out of the scoring lanes. Martin's going to go in for a hold, and that's a good call. But, you know, Matt Roik, very good under pressure. The only times he's struggled is when someone's gotten away something quick, but when they try and set up the offense, Matt Roik, a very good positional goalie, and he is able to shut them down a lot more frequently than maybe he even should.
Prout, Ward, Powell, Hill for the attackers out there. Here's Ward. Roik gets that elbow up. Andy Secor also out there on the power play. Sedgwick trying to waste a little time, get some help from the captain, Jason Bloom, and Rabel will take it at the center circle with 16 on the shot clock. He'll lounge around at midfield for a little while. Rabel with a shot. That one goes wide and into the crowd.
Ball can bounce, man.
And if you're in the crowd and the ball's coming towards you, duck.
Yeah, play it off with Karam.
Lacrosse balls very hard. Trust me, I've been hit by a few. Here's Powell, plays it across the crease, but taken right away by Sorensen.
Great interception by Sorensen, especially on the penalty kill.
50 on the penalty, 20 on the shot clock, 5:14 in the quarter. That's your time update. Traffic coming up on the 10s. Reese Dutch at the wing. Over to Johnson. Can't get through traffic of his own as Rory Glaze there to knock it away. 27 seconds to go in the power play. Can the Rush get off the schneid? It's been a while since they've scored. Here's Prout. Playing back behind is Powell. Prout up top. Flips it back to Ward. 9 on the shot clock. Prout loses control. Has to run back and get it. Secor up top, shot taken at the buzzer, but nowhere near the goal. And timeout is called on the field. As we take a look at one of the newest members of the Washington Stealth.
Luke Wiles joins the team this week, and he was signed before the season, but just activated this week, acquired as part of the trade with Toronto for Colin Doyle. And Luke Wiles is expected to contribute a lot. 69 points last year, was the Rock's leading scorer, and he was able to get 33 goals, 36 assists. And the Washington Stealth even thinking higher, loftier goals than that for the young man, because they actually they're throwing him back in the fray with players that he plays with on a regular basis, and they're thinking that chemistry might actually lead to a little bit more scoring from him with the addition of teaming him with Reese Dutch, as he's already teamed with Lewis Ratcliffe.
And it almost seems to be a trend throughout the league that every now and then one goal scorer, like a Colin Doyle for the Stealth last year, like a Gavin Prout for the Mammoth last year, it might just be taking the focus away from one person, spreading the wealth a little bit, and maybe being more successful in the process.
Right, you know, and it's when you've got a goal scorer like Colin Doyle, who's a tremendous player in the league, a fantastic player in the league, but that becomes a focal point. And it becomes, you know, when you're planning against a Colin Doyle's team, you know, if you're going against the Stealth last season, what you knew you had to do was shut down Colin Doyle. And so you're going to put somebody on Colin Doyle. Now when you spread that out, and now you don't know where it's coming from, do you shut down Zawicki? Do you shut down Reese Dutch? Do you shut down Lewis Ratcliffe? There's just too many people there. You can't focus on one, and that lets the Washington Stealth hit you from every angle.
And they'll get an opportunity to do that right here. Some other scores: Minnesota over Calgary. The Swarm with a 12-10 win, and in overtime, Toronto, the Rock, with an 8-7 win over Boston after a bench-clearing brawl in the opening moments of the game.
Wow. For those of you unfamiliar, overtime in this league is really cool.
Ratcliffe tries the shot. Can't get it by the goalie. Nice defense there by Reese Dutch.
And huge, because Royk had not gotten back into the crease yet. They pulled him for the extra attacker, and he had not gotten back in. That was a huge play by Reese Dutch.
Dutch with a shot. Saved by Disher. Zawicki and Reese Dutch picking up the loose ball. 3:40 to go, quarter number 3.
Washington Stealth in command right now.
Peter Morgan knows a few of these Rush players. He was a teammate with a lot of them last year in Portland. Dutch with a shot. Disher with a save.
Big save there by Disher.
And we're going to have a penalty called against Edmonton.
Ouch.
Trying to give you a number, but quite frankly, my glasses aren't that good.
Yeah, it's brutal here. And that's Merrill.
That would be Brody Merrill, one of those transplanted Portland Lumberjack players. I suppose Merrill's kind of looking down at a plain white jersey and expecting plaid.
It's just boring.
By the way, have you seen the Minnesota Swarm's home
Oh,
jersey
yeah,
this year?
They're busy.
Oh, boy.
They're busy.
I take it that means we'll be calling them the Busy Bees?
Yes.
Anyway, here we go. Here comes Scott Stewart. Meanwhile, back at the game.
Oh, yeah, there is a game going on.
Yeah, penalty kill going on for Edmonton, but they're staying on the attack as Quinlan being harassed by Beers and Rabel, and he still has control of the ball until Rabel, with a stick check, takes it away. Here comes the stealth. Jason Bloom will give way to Zawicki and Dutch. Wiles, Morgan, Ratcliffe. Welcome to the danger zone, fellas. Reese Dutch behind the back to Wiles. He takes the shot, parried away by Disher. 6 on the shot clock. Zawicki, Dutch, shot. Saved by Disher. Had to go down to the knees to get it, and Disher will start the offense. 42 on the penalty to Brody Merrill. 1:51 to go in the third quarter. Here's Gavin Proud. He'll take the shot. Roik goes down to the knees with a save. Holds it in there. Official blows the whistle, and the Stealth will have control. 21 in the power play. I don't believe they've had a power play goal tonight.
Nobody.
Correct me if I'm wrong.
No, you're not wrong.
Not a lot of penalties. No fights yet. It's early, though.
Yeah, the game hasn't gotten out of control yet.
Touch.
Oh.
Nasty pass to Morgan. I don't know if he was expecting it. He'll take the shot to the back of the net. Score Stealth 13-5.
Well, Reese Dutch says enough of this passing stuff. I'm going to put it in myself, and he'll just slam it home for the Washington Stealth. That gives them a 13-5, an 8-goal margin. And look out, NLL. Here come the Washington Stealth. Whoa.
Ever tell you about this lacrosse game I went to when a hockey game broke out? Funny thing.
You know, we talked about overtime just briefly. Overtime in this league, you see how much scoring is in this league. Overtime, sudden victory, sudden death, however you want to call it, first goal wins. It is a brutal battle to the end of the game and a fun way to decide things. Washington still have a long way to go before they see an overtime game, though, at this rate.
Buffalo Bandits in town next week. The legendary team. Rabel. A little Hell's Bells going on.
Firing me up.
Johnson with a dive. No, he was in the crease.
But it was beautiful nonetheless. Just took a step in the crease first.
8-8, 6.5 from the Russian judge. But he disqualified on the crease violation.
You could see the coaching staff for the Stealth asking if they should throw the flag. All of them shaking their heads. No, don't.
13-5. I think they might think they have this one. Powell right on the doorstep. Roik says, entrance closed. Martin powers his way by Quinlan. Nifty pass to Luke Wiles. 19 seconds to go on the shot clock. Just about that much on the game clock in the third quarter. Maybe one more for good measure in the quarter.
That'd be nice.
Here comes the show. And ball stolen away from him.
Let me
3
correct that.
seconds.
It'd be nice if Washington scored one more.
Yeah.
Oh, damn, that was just a dumb pass right there.
Oops.
You gotta know how much time's on the clock, and that was a bad pass.
And the clock kind of low on that end of the field. We've played 3 13-5, the Washington Stealth leading the Edmonton Rush.
This will be a much easier scoring summary as finally we have ourselves a low-scoring quarter. Only 2 goals scored in that quarter.
Fans, the Buffalo Bandits in town next week for an 8 o'clock start on Friday, the 22nd of January. You can get all your ticket information and get your tickets at stealthlax.com. That's stealthlax.com.
Absolutely, and this is definitely a crowd you want to be a part of. This building gets loud for lacrosse, and you know, it's one of those things that when you bring a new sport to a town, we've seen arena football come and succeed in this town, and that's not really a new sport. Everybody knows football, it's just we're putting it inside and you got a little bit of boards to deal with, things like that. But for a lot of people, lacrosse, a completely new sport, it's amazing to see how well the crowd feeds off it, and that's just a testament to how amazing this game is.
It's just a fun time. It's a rock and roll sport.
Absolutely, it's a rock and roll sport. I see why those Canadians like it so much.
Well, the Edmonton Rush will be a little bit busy tomorrow. They have to finish up this game, head to Denver. Gavin Prout says, hello, Colorado. How you been?
Well, the nice thing is I think the two teams are going to have something to talk about. They can both talk about how they got their butts kicked in Washington. And in that period, the first goal by Zawicki, 4:23 in, and he is assisted by Rabel. And then Reese Dutch gets the power play marker at 13:44, assisted by Morgan. Shot totals for Edmonton, 47 shots, for Washington, 39. And on the power play, Reese Dutch makes it 1 of 2 for Washington. 0 of 2 on the power play is Edmonton. 6 penalty minutes against the Washington Stealth and 4 against the Edmonton Rush.
Matt Disher still in goal for the Rush.
Is there really a plan there? That's, Atherton was in for a period and then some, and I
think that just might have been something where Disher either got dinged a little bit, equipment malfunction, because it didn't seem like Atherton was in there that long. But here come the Rush, looking to get their first goal of the half. Yes, you heard that right. Shut out in the third quarter. Quinlan with the first try. 39 shots on goal in the game for the Rush. And Bloom going up against Prout, and we'll see a penalty called against Jason Bloom, the captain of the Stealth, harassing Gavin Prout. Proud, a 7-time All-Star, says, I'm kind of used to this.
They're going to get Bloom for a hold, and, that was a lot of going both ways, a lot of John, a lot of action there, and I'm kind of surprised by that call. I mean, you can't really argue with it. Yes, he did hold him, but still, I don't know that needed to be called at that point in time. Another chance to see the power play for the Edmonton Rush.
They've yet to score on the power play. Fans hoping for some pizza here. 15 goals gives them some pepperoni, I believe.
A free slice of pizza for 15 goals. Yeah, just another reason to come and get a free meal.
Edmonton has all the passing lanes open. They just can't find anywhere to shoot.
And remember, they're on the power play right now. They should technically have places to shoot.
Well, Dean Hill tried. Matt Roig says, nope, not today.
Roig putting together a solid second half.
Rabel, the beast from the east, tried the spinning shot, but Disher was there for the stop.
That shot came out of nowhere, and I'm surprised Disher was able to make that save.
I have a hunch we're going to see a few nasty goals for Mr. Rabel. Prout sends a rocket to the right side. Disher makes his way to midfield, but over and back the call. And the Stealth will get control with 13:02 to go in the ball game. Edmonton on the power play, but the Stealth with the ball.
They'll be able to kill most of this penalty if they hold on to it, but you never know with Reese Dutch out there, he might find a shot that he wants to take.
Or Paul Rabel, or any of the guys out there. Ratcliffe,
And they don't
Sedgwick,
shoot.
Dutch, Disher back behind his net. I'm always amazed how goalies can control the ball with that big old mesh.
I know, so much space there, and still able to get away, decent passes. Sometimes a little longer than I'd like, but decent.
5 seconds to go in the penalty. Secor at the doorstep was Ryan Powell, turned away by Matt Roy. Powell loses his helmet. On the other end, shot taken by Martin. Disher with a save. Bloom plays a little interference. Hodgson just has the stick knocked right out of his hand by Brody Merrill. Zawicki comes up with a loose ball. New shot clock, 11:54 to go in the game. 13-5, the Stealth with a lead. And a delayed penalty coming up, so an extra attacker on for the men in black. The show! Off the shoulder to the back of the net. 14-5.
Disher helps him out as Luke Wiles able to get another goal. Yet another goal for the Washington Stealth as he puts it off of Disher. Just the inside of his arm. Disher turned around and dropped it in his own net. Very nice of him to do that for us. That will be, I'm looking now, Luke Wiles. That's his third goal of the evening, third goal as a member of the Washington Stealth.
Peter Morgan and Paul Rabel with the assists on that goal. Rabel making his way into the scoring column quite a bit tonight. Everybody's making their way into the scoring column quite a bit. Rabel looking to streak down, looking for the long pass, but the Stealth will hold up as Sedgwick will take control on the line change. Here comes Rabel. There he goes, trying to get to the back of the net. But stepped in the crease first. If you're going to launch yourself, you got to launch yourself outside the white line.
Then it doesn't matter where you land.
Dean Hill tried to get it past Matt Roy, but nobody's done any of that in half number two.
Making a plea for pizza in the building.
Yeah, one more goal, it's pizza time. Dutch! Oh, pretty shot there by Peter Morgan. Somebody lost a shoe.
Reese Dutch.
Who throws a shoe? Horses, I guess.
Reese Dutch is too quick for his shoes.
Here's Powell. Being accosted right in front there. Merrill flips it over. Prout going after the loose ball, but Beers is there. Beers and Prout, the rookie against the veteran. There's a matchup for you.
Yeah, it is.
And Beers comes away with it.
7-time All-Star against a rookie.
Fans wanting some pizza. Wiles tried to flip it to Zawicki.
That was a pretty pass by Luke Wiles there.
Wiles tried to get it away from Stewart. Stewart bringing it down for the rush. I don't think he meant to pass that. It just happened to be that way. Here comes the counterattack. Grimes after the pretty steal. Zawicki looking for pizza. Rabel. Zawicki can't control it as Crashley comes away with it.
We talked about not having a focal point on offense for the Stealth. We're seeing that tonight. No one really dominating, no 5-goal scorer or anything like that. Spreading it out, everybody's getting some love.
No danger of dirty socks. Rout
Frankly, if you didn't catch that joke, that means you're not watching us enough and you should be catching more games. We're going to continue to carry inside jokes throughout broadcast, so you're going to have to listen to them all.
And next week, we'll be back with you on the Facebook feed, I hope, because gosh, I've missed it tonight.
Oh, yeah.
Here's Reese Dutch up top for Sedgwick. Johnson for Dutch. Back to Johnson. Shot clock violation. Rush will get it back with 8:26 to go in the ballgame. And timeout is called on the field as we take a look at the next game coming up for the Stealth against the hated Buffalo Bandits. Okay, maybe they're not just so hated, but fans will learn that the legendary teams, those are the ones you want to hate, and the Bandits fall into that category.
I don't know. I still, I'm going to go with Calgary. That's a team I want to hate. They're the best.
Me being old school, you're Philly, you're Buffalo. Okay.
I'm going to go with relevancy.
8 p.m. Friday night here at Comcast Arena. Tickets available at stealthlax.com.
And you are missing out if you're not here. In fact, if you're not, that gentleman right there, I believe is wearing an Edmonton Oil Kings jersey. He is an Edmonton Oil Kings jersey from the WHL, as he is greeted by two members of the Washington Bombshells there. And a lucky night for him.
You weren't able to see it on the screen, but the Bombshells basically giving a couple fans with minor league WHL hockey jerseys a gift certificate. Neither one of them wearing Silvertips jerseys, so they got a little bit of a razzing from the rest of the crowd. And an Edmonton Oil Kings, we're nice to our visitors here.
Absolutely, and I'm not so big a fan of the Kootenay Ice jersey, but the Edmonton Oil Kings I'll go with. That's fine.
Rush still trying to find the first goal of the second half. Brody Merrill tried to take it behind his back. That won't go. The topic is pizza. What kind of slice would you like? That's what everybody in the building is thinking.
A free slice. That's the kind of I like.
I'm wondering if it's going to be a Dutch treat. Zawicki to Dutch. Zawicki, no, not quite. Counterattack, Ian Hawksby. Merrill, the trailer, nice save by Roik. New shot clock. Matt Roik, Coach Chris Hall said to me before the game, interchangeable pieces, Roik and Richards, and they're showing why tonight.
Absolutely proving that there is no shortage of goalkeepers with this Washington Stealth team, as Tyler Richards had a fantastic game last week. Matt Roik backing it up this week.
Reese Dutch takes it up for Ratcliffe. We're looking for pizza, folks. Zawicki has it taken away. Flaves, the culprit, but over and back the call. Ward will run the offense for the men from north of the border.
Way north.
It's a beauty way to go. Secor. Quinlan. Secor can't get it by Roy. Sticking that elbow up in the air. I've seen more saves made like that. Here comes Matt Beers. Would you like some beers with your pizza? Wiles.
Oh, goodness.
It's 14-5.
I know. It doesn't make it any funnier, John.
Zawicki in front. Johnson tried the redirect, but Disher was there to stop it.
A fantastic play by Johnson, able to stay out of the crease and still get that redirect on frame, but it didn't get past Disher.
Prout has Bloom with a wraparound, but it maintains control. Quinlan. Ward with a shot that goes wide. And look who's there. Radel. Bloom. Disher, big save. He looked like a ninja warrior there. Whoosh.
Disher's going to make himself public enemy number 1 here in Everett. He's keeping food off the table right now. Boy, people who just tuned in wondering what the heck we're talking about, we're not going to tell you. You should have joined us earlier.
Which is always funny to say on an on-demand broadcast. Here's Reese Dutch. Tried to get it in front, but Sedgwick tied up by McElroy. As we're into the final 5 minutes of this game. Stealth with a 14-5 lead. They've held the lead since the opening moments. It was a 1-goal game a few times, but then the Stealth just went on this massive scoring spree. It's been kind of a quiet second half. 4 minutes to go. Ratcliffe will control for Washington.
7 unanswered goals for the Washington Stealth.
Johnson. Brings you pizza!
Tommy John delivers. Let's just call him Papa John.
The fine folks at Brooklyn Brothers Pizza will be delivering some slices to the folks Monday through Thursday right across the street from the Comcast Arena. Good pizza, too.
Right next door, a great place to stop on your way in, the main entrance here at Comcast Arena, and a fantastic sponsor of the Washington Stealth. And they're they're going to get a lot of people trusting their pizza at this rate, as Washington Stealth have provided free pizza for the fans twice now in 2 home games.
And timeout is called on the field with a score 15-5. As we take a look at pretty much the second half goals for the Washington Stealth.
3 goals scored in the second half for the Washington Stealth. And that is it, because no goals scored by the Edmonton Rush. Here is the first one from Reese Dutch out on the point, able to fire that one by. He was tired of no scoring. And then that one is Luke Wiles, puts it off of Disher, and it kind of drops into the back of the net. And then this one here, that one trickles home. Tommy John able to get that one in. Johnson drops it in the back of the net, and that's how we stand here at 15-5. John trying to get himself a t-shirt from the Bombshells, pleading his case, but I don't think they have the distance, as they didn't even get that one out of the bench. The Bombshells failing miserably at this whole slingshot thing. Oh, not that side.
But looking good doing it.
Oh, yeah. We can watch them keep trying, as long as they want to try.
A reminder to the Edmonton fans, Rexall Place, the place to be, Saturday, January 23rd at 7 o'clock against the Buffalo Bandits. Get your tickets at edmontonrush.com. Be there to see All-Stars Brody Merrill and Gavin Prout in their home debut for the Rush. edmontonrush.com for your tickets.
And we'll promise that the Stealth will wear them out the night before, so you can go there and watch the Edmonton Rush.
We'll do you a favor, Edmonton.
Exactly. We'll do you a solid. We like Edmonton. We're just going to send them up there tired. Of course, we said the same thing to Colorado last week.
We try to be helpful.
More Edmonton fans in the crowd make it to the Jumbotron.
They had to put our names up. They just had to put our names up so they know who to send complaint letters to. I understand that. John Horton, Dan Todoroff, your guides to pretty good lacrosse from the Washington Stealth tonight. 15-5. Into the final moments. Beers with a steal. I got a hunch the Stealth aren't quite finished yet.
I don't think they want to be finished, but they're still being smart at the same time, and they're trying to use the entire shot clock, wearing the time down. They know they've had a big lead the whole second half, and so the job is to win the game. It's not necessarily to score a million goals. It's to win the game, and they're going to try and get out of here with a win.
Zawicki with a shot, just as the shot clock was coming to an end. Zawicki and Merrill having a little dance. Merrill on the outlet to Stewart. Prout gets the goal.
And I thought he was in the crease that time. I guess I was wrong, but Gavin Prout able to show why he's an all-star. And he'll get that one up high again over the shoulder of Royk. And if he's had a weakness, that's been it. The first goal of the second half for the Edmonton Rush, and no one seems fazed by that at all.
By the way, we haven't mentioned it tonight, but our best wishes going out to Curtis Palador, the goalie for the Colorado Mammoth last week. Hit in the eye with a shot that went through his face mask. It was a pretty amazing situation, not in a good way. He was attended to at a local hospital. Got to go home for recently, and just our best wishes to him. Tough break for the fine young gentleman. 1:53 to go. As the Rush just trying to run this one out. As I get to say Crashly one more time.
1:42 remaining in the game. 15-6 Stealth lead.
Ryan Powell didn't have much on that shot. 90 seconds to go in the game. And Edmonton looks a little tired.
They do. Washington's been making them work for all of their goals, including that one.
And Hill just right on the doorstep, getting the loose ball. The former Rochester Nighthawk putting it to the back of the net. 15-7 with 1:15 to go.
Good job controlling the rebound there by Hill. Hill able to pounce on that rebound and put it past Royk for the 7th goal of the game for the Edmonton Rush. 15-7 is your score, and now I think you're definitely going to see the Washington Stealth, if they control the ball, take every second off that shot clock. They just want to get out of here with a victory.
Well, the Rush not giving up quite yet. Chris McElroy trying the bounce shot. 1 minute to go. And Paul Rabel will park it in midfield. Johnson, Zawicki. That one almost dribbled by Disher.
That it did.
Are we going to see a penalty here?
I think we are. I think we might see a illegal substitution. Maybe. Well, maybe not. Is that a rough?
I did not see the indication. So, as though the Stealth need it, they're on the power play.
A 15-7 lead, 43 seconds to go, and a new shot clock. They can waste almost all of it without even taking a shot.
And the fans to their feet, appreciative of the effort of the Washington Stealth tonight.
That penalty was for roughing to Quinlan.
Zawicki didn't quite see where that pass was going. Disher comes up with it. And 19 seconds to go. One last opportunity for the Rush. And Randy Couture's team not going down without a fight. But this decision will go to the Washington Stealth. 15-7 victors over the Edmonton Rush. They will go to 2-0 on the season. Their next game against the Buffalo Bandits next Friday night at 8 o'clock right here at Comcast Arena. Player of the game, not so absolutely out there, but Royk, of course, will get his.
Royk absolutely is going to have consideration for that. 45 saves for Royk, but I also think that you can make an argument for Lewis Ratcliffe as well, as he had a big game when they needed it most at the beginning of the game.
And good to see the debut of Luke Wiles. We'll be seeing more of him. Thank you so much for being with us on the NLL Network and on Comcast On Demand. For Dan Todoroff, I'm John Horton. Hoping you're always with good sports and in good spirits. Our final score, the Washington Stealth 15, the Edmonton Rush 7. Good night, everybody.
You'll have the opportunity to meet Jason Blue, Matt Pierce, and Lewis Radcliffe up close and personal.